Alright, guys. Man, Friday, June 30th, last day of June, last day of Pride Month. Is it the last day of Indigenous History Month? I know there's another history month. There's a history month in June. Let me look that up, because I think it's the same month as Pride Month. I don't know which one's older, actually. Let me see. Indigenous History Month. Yeah, June. June is National Indigenous History Month. I don't know when. I'll have to look that up. But anyways, hope everybody had a good one of either or both. Yeah, you guys ready for today? Oh man, I've been having a time of it. Dang. So, like I mentioned, I'm working on my focus. Made some progress, but I'm gonna go through what went on yesterday. Overall, pretty good day. Trying to look at the things I've got gratitude towards, and just my general outlook on my days. So far, these weekdays are good. I've been motivated. Strangely, today, I woke up and had a headache. Still do. And it might be a PMS thing. I don't know what the heck. Or maybe because I didn't sleep too great, but, that's normal for me too. So, I was just kind of like, wow, like, part of me was like, yeah, I just want to lay here. But mentally, I've got a lot of energy behind these projects. So it's kind of fascinating in a way to be like excited to want to push through this headache and just get work done, Like yesterday, I had a good day with it. Kind of tracked what I did, and it took a while, but so let us see. So yesterday, I think I stopped recording after. Dang, I've got so many notes. Sorry. Like, I guess before breakfast. So I'll leave off kind of what happened after breakfast when I had all my plans. So, I did some posting around 9:25 a.m. And then blog posting. Took a sunshine and hydration break around 11:11. It's kind of funny, guys, that I'm still looking down at my computer at 11:11. It's okay. I don't know if you guys know. At work, I've mentioned it before, but just kind of in passing, it's like at work, I used to always look down at my computer timer, at my computer clock, and it, the bottom right hand corner for for Windows, and it would always be, not always, but a lot of times I'd catch it at like 11:11 or like 3:33, or like certain times a day, like all the time, like not all the time, but like those specific numbers, And then like I did check the clock a lot, but I did notice specifically I did still see the clock at those times, and I started noticing it, and it was like multiple days of the week. Because it is a weird time. Like, nothing really happens at like 11:11. It's like maybe 11 o'clock, maybe 11:15. You know, people don't like schedule stuff like at weird times, like 3:33 or whatever. Like it's always kind of like more of like on the quarters, you know, on the quarters. Like you hardly have, like maybe you'll have something start at like 11:20 or something like that. Like if it's like sign up at 11:20 and then the event starts at 11:30 or whatever. Like sometimes there'll be stuff like that, but it's like, yeah, 11:11 stuff like that. It's not very common, right? But I was just like, okay, well, maybe it's because of how my sessions were lined up. Like, you know, I tried to like explain it away, but my personal laptop, it's kind of funny because the taskbar is hidden because there's something glitchy with it where the taskbar, if I'm watching like full screen video like YouTube or Netflix or whatnot, the taskbar tends to stay in place. And so even if I'm on like full screen, lights out, trying to watch a movie, and then the taskbar is down there, and so it's not supposed to be like that. Like the full screen's supposed to like cover the full screen, but for some reason it started doing that, and I never took the time to look up how to like really change it. And then I thought that when I restarted at the update, it would change back to how it normally is supposed to be, and it didn't. So what I did is make it so the taskbar just like hides, and unless I drag the mouse arrow all the way down to the bottom of the screen for it to kind of pop up only when the mouse is down there, it won't pop up by itself. And so when I dragged the mouse down, I didn't know what time it even was because it wasn't anywhere else on my screen, and my phone was across the room like somewhere else, like so I didn't know what time it was, and I looked down and it was 11:11, and I was like, cool. um but it's like it just kind of keeps me like, all right, like I don't know what to do with it. Some people say there's things like angel numbers or so, I'm blanking on the word, something with like syn- I don't know what it is. I forgot what it's called. But those types of numbers, do I have to look that up? It's gonna bother me. Um, it's not syncopation. Numbers. What's it called? Um, um, I don't know. I'm looking it up. Synchronicity. I don't know how I forgot that word. But yeah, I, you know, I think a lot of times there is something to certain things, and that wasn't really something I really knew much about. But when I started listening and learning, you know, more about like these different esoteric topics, I, you know, some of it I gravitated towards, and there is definitely this thing that I can't explain where it's like sometimes I do feel like I tune into something, um, and it's usually kind of like when my energy is like pretty, I don't know what to call it, kind of like in a compassionate state. That's not really the right word though. More like in a state of mind of like wanting, like when I'm trying to like help somebody or do something towards helping somebody. And yeah, I was blogging yesterday, and but it was mostly for like, you know, to help people with certain types of things. um and so maybe that was relevant, maybe not, I don't know, because the whole time I was working in psych, I was always helping people, and usually I was either looking for material for groups or, you know, you know, all kinds of things like that. So, um, yeah, and you know, I had a lunch break around 1 p.m. to 2:38 p.m. So all that time I was blogging, pretty much, until lunch. And then I kind of went through some of my Shopify analytics, and I did some, well, I guess that was a little after my lunch. Then around 2:38 to 3:40 p.m. it took me about that long, almost an hour to edit. I usually save my documents as a PDF and let Microsoft Edge do the read aloud, so I can like hear it as it's being read aloud, and then I'll have it side by side on like Google Docs, and I can kind of follow along and be like, does it sound okay? Because I feel like that's easier for me. I mean, it's kind of weird, guys. Like, it's not that I can't read or that, whatever. Like, for me, writing comes really easily, but reading is like, I get pretty distracted with it. My mind wanders a lot, and it's not like I can't read. It's just like the focus is not that easy. So, but I can't read. I can. I just, I try to use things that are kind of a little easier for me. Like it's just for ease and for just like accuracy. I feel like there are a lot of things I would have missed, even though I have Grammarly. I think I would have still missed some things if I would have just been reading it myself. Because my mind probably would have wandered, or I would have just possibly read it the way that because I had just written it, so I possibly would have read it the way that I thought that I had written it, for some things, and so it's just easier for me to edit when I hear it, but I'm reading along too, so, yeah, I mean, I just did a one pass over with that, and then I checked the analytics on Medium. Let me see. So I'm going to say for the one post, it was 3,820 something words. That was the word count. No direct research. It was straight from my mind. It took hours. Well, let me see. I don't know when I stopped blog posting. I don't think I posted on every blog. Unfortunately, I think I forgot to finish doing that. But I did record, and then, yeah, so I don't know what time I stopped blog posting, but let's say if it was like 10 a.m., so maybe it took me like 3 hours to write a post of almost 4,000 words. And yeah, so that's kind of what I wrote and edited in a little under an hour. I think I was texting some friends while I was doing that, but the whole time I was writing, pretty much other than the break I took, I actually don't think I was on my phone. I think I had to get up and walk over to the other side of my room to actually get on my phone if I wanted to do that. I tried to, I was kind of looking at the analytics, kind of trying to plan what I might need to do for that. And in about 20 minutes, I spent about 20 minutes until 4 p.m. On the Instagram store verification, the Instagram verification for my online store, because the account's suspended because, I copied and pasted the reasons why they said it was suspended. It says I didn't follow the guidelines. I don't know though, because I hadn't posted anything. I hadn't been able to actually log in. So it got suspended at the after I created the account, and then at the initial attempt to log in. So I ended up having to send a picture of my face with a selfie with some code that they gave me written on a piece of paper, and then they say they're going to evaluate that in a day. So I'm going to have to deal with checking my messages again for these accounts. Yeah, and I was tracking analytics on my Shopify store. By about 4:09 p.m., I had half of an edible, so about 2.5 milligrams. Was gonna go to Taco Bell. I was backing out of the driveway, and there was this weird pickup truck that was like backing down our street. Like there's our street ends, and there's one house closer to the end of the street. Like we could technically drive a car over that, but you're legally not supposed to. It's like a dead end basically, but it's like as high as like a curb, but there is like a accessibility point to it, so you could technically, it's like a little ramp, at least for one of your tires could make it up the ramp part. And then yeah, it's just a curb though, but there's no like wall or fence there because people walk through. You could walk through or ride a bike or a scooter or whatever, wheelchair, whatever you got, you could ride it through. But a car, you'd literally be driving over the curb basically. And you'd come out on the highway and you'd look like you just drove over the curb. Like you could technically do it, but you'll probably get a ticket if you get caught, and you might damage your car. So it's not a good idea. But yeah, they almost ran into me. They were backing down the street for some reason, and they don't live there. I know the people who live next to us, they aren't them. So I don't know why this car was backing down, but I was backing out of the driveway, and because our driveway's on an incline, like I can't really see the street that well from the mirror. Like I always look behind the car when I get in and stuff, and like, but if I'm looking either out the back window or in the reverse cam, I can't really see anything till they're right behind me. And so yeah, my mom was kind of like out doing some yard work, so I was kind of like looking at her a little bit and maybe not fully focused. But yeah, by that time I was pretty wiped out, a little after 4, and so I was like, let me just go grab a quick dinner. It wasn't that healthy, but it wasn't that big. I got a taco supreme and a burrito supreme with some lemonade. And then yeah, like I was eating from about 4:30 p.m. Took a break to like 5:53 p.m. and then was doing some research with all the digital marketing and everything till like 6:41 p.m. Then watched some stuff on YouTube, played some Magic the Gathering, watched some more stuff on YouTube. This stuff was just like for entertainment purposes. As was at lunch, I was watching YouTube for entertainment purposes. It was that Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary. I didn't finish it yet. And then Lights Out was at 9:14 p.m. Then I started getting kind of anxious and restless, and I don't think I slept that early, and then I woke up at like 6 this morning. There's a call I was trying to make that I tried to make this morning. That site isn't open. Reached back out on Instagram finally to one of some friends that are trying to plan for San Diego Black Pride. So kind of told them what my plans are, and we'll see if we meet or not. And then I contacted my cousin on WhatsApp. Just all the wrapping up the loose ends of the things that I said I was gonna have to wrap up. And then yeah, I woke up with a headache at 6 a.m. and was kind of deciding, do I want to rest? I realized I'm not gonna fall back asleep because I have too much energy mentally. And I was like, as much as I want to sleep, as much as I want to rest, and get out of this headache zone, I really want to work on the stuff that I have on my own projects. I'm seeing a little bit of results. Not much, just a little. So I'm tracking the analytics slightly. And so, all right, guys. That's kind of all I'm doing is like digital marketing stuff. For the most part, that's my main focus. Looking into internships and stuff as well, but my main focus is my own projects. I want to basically exhaust all of my own abilities. Yesterday I was really focused, sat at my desk for most of the morning through like afternoon, just working on stuff. So that's how I got the writing done. I'm trying to estimate. So the thing is with digital marketing that I've noticed is when you're trying to build, through different platforms and build an audience and everything, it I don't think it's like duplication. Like I can't really duplicate things. So like say if one post gets one new follower, right? Then that doesn't mean that, 3 posts a day is going to get 3 new followers. Like it might still be the same new follower engaging with all 3 pieces of content, but it gives more content for people to browse and potentially more topics that might interest people within the niche. So my head's kind of like spinning about, in a good way, just kind of like the gears turning about kind of what I'm gonna, like, what is the strategy here, because now that I know how long it takes me to create an article that's not 5,000 words yet, it's not even 4,000 words yet. It might have gotten to 4,000 ish because I did do some extra edits. I did add in a couple extra longer sentences and stuff to like explain some things out a little bit more. But I don't know how well, based on the text I sent to some friends this morning, I think my writing is going to be pretty energetic again. I know what I'm going to write about, but I think I've got some research to do. But I want to finish recording before breakfast. I guess that worked out well for me because I have space to do it. So I kind of want to do it. But yeah, I've got some supplements I've got to take too, and they make me a little nauseous. So I'm kind of just like, this morning does not feel like there's a lot of stuff that I have to do that I'm really looking forward to, as far as like the nausea and just the little things that I'm just like, I just got to get these out of the way. So I'm just kind of banging stuff off the list before I got my Friday sundown coming up around 8, a little after 8 p.m. So I don't know. I feel like the coffee is kind of helping my headache a little bit, but I don't really know. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this one a little. It's still lengthy, but a little short, just because I've got some other recordings I want to do. So yeah, I'm yeah, I'm gonna sign off of here. And yeah, my goal today is to at least write one more post based on what I've been working on. Write one more post based on some topics I've got interest in. The good thing about all the data I've collected from all the posting I've been doing on different platforms, I kind of know what the analytics say is popular, and there's some topics coming up recently that kind of hit that I'm interested in them, and it's within like a topic, still within the niche, but there are still topics within the niches that I'm kind of connected to, that like some topics do really well, some don't do really well. Like for example, there's a lot of stuff I record about gender, and it's like there's only so much I can say, or for myself, like if I'm not going out or doing anything, like what more do I really have to add? Like there's only so much that I have with my own experiences and what I have to say, and sometimes nothing new comes up, or even if it does, it might be some personal thing of like a friend or something, like I don't really want to talk about it, and then like I'll talk about it with them but not podcast about it. And then like there's some topics about like sexuality and stuff like that. It's like there's some topics like that where I'm like, I don't really have much more to say at the moment. other than, what's been going on. Like, some stuff for me requires me to kind of be out and social and like engaged in a community of people, which I am not. I can be. I'm isolated because I'm working on the stuff I'm working on, and because I'm not trying to spend a whole lot of money. But I do go out. I try to go out if someone invites me and it's a convenient plan. And I'm still trying once a month to kind of get out of town. It just wasn't going to work for this month of June. So I think, for July, getting out of town a little bit. But yeah. Alright, guys. Let's cut this for now. I got to get on with my day and get some other stuff done. Hopefully you enjoyed this recording of the daily episode for June 30th of 2023. Last day of June. Hang in there, guys. Countdown to the weekend. Alright, thanks for listening.